Show here on the 14th of March 2022. Looks like our rains might be over. We got some pretty big fluffy clouds, but you never know here. Some big fluffy clouds. I like to watch that Westpac WX weather. That seems to be one of the best weather channels here. I got them on my subscribe to him and get the notifications from that guy, and he's pretty much on the ball. I'll tell you what, for just a guy, I understand he works out of his basement, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Westpac, but it's really good weather to watch. We had some really good soaker rains here. You know, usually if it rains real hard, everything just runs off and the rivers just get full. But we had just on and off soakers, and you know, here before these rains came, we had about 4 or 5 days of where the grass was dry in the morning, and I know because the dog comes out and we got to dry her off when she gets in. But we had some dry days, but the grass here, even if it doesn't rain for a long time, you know, it usually gets pretty wet. But the nights haven't been too cool or anything like that. It seems just about right. Don't need a fan, just neutral. So digging that. Construction's going on pretty good here. I just seen in the last couple days, I got a few people have joined the Telegram channel that I have. Links in the About section. Careful how you know, if you go to what is that? Google Play Store, they give you a bogus Telegram. It's got like a ring around the emblem. But I have the link in there that you can go straight to it. And there's some pretty good news channels on there you can watch. But I was surprised. I was very surprised. Some of the folks I go back and forth with, even like the libs and stuff, that didn't know anything about the Pfizer releasing. Well, they didn't want to, but they had to release the stuff because of what a judge said and the side effects and all that. And a bunch of people don't know about it. That was a little bit surprising to me. But the way the news media goes and what they report and what they don't report is, you know, very telling of, you know, what their goals are. I still always think a lot of it's the MSN is just propaganda stuff. I mean, they're promoting something that if you just open your eyes and look. I like to watch that Ted Kennedy Jr., I think he's got a channel on there too. He's been putting suits against the government on a lot of this stuff that's going on. Morning. And it's interesting, and the cases that are being won are not being they're not being put on the media. They just had a big Supreme Court decision. Go to the channel, take a look, and nothing's going up. So it's not that people are misinformed; they're just not informed, and that's the sad thing. I remember when I was younger that they would, you know, the newscasters would report the news. You know, they wouldn't take a side. That was for editorials in the papers, and they would just report the news. But now it doesn't seem that way. They're very biased. You look at Lemonhead and these other ones that are in there. It's just super biased. And then now you get you know, DuckDuckGo is fallen, and you get these certain Facebook and Instagram are allowing you to say rotten things about Putin, and you don't get shut off for it. But I got kicked out a bunch of times for saying things. You just put stuff on, some of it which I got off of Facebook, and they kicked me off, and that's happening to a lot of folks. The only truth that's allowed is their truth, what those folks believe, and it's a real shame. It's a rotten shame. Come on. My little doggy walks around. There's still a mess here. You know, still they're not going to clean up here. We got this house, the walls going up. They were working on that yesterday. Houses are getting there. We had our neighbors over here came in. They were here for a good bit yesterday. Nice folks. They got a cute little boy. He's like 2 years old. He likes our puppy dog. He was chasing the puppy dog around a little bit. And she's something. Our little pup dog, she's really something. Some people she likes, and some people she just puts her hair up on her back and growls. She doesn't really go after him or anything, but she's just, it's like a warning, what's up. But the neighbors came in, and she went up to him. She was a little bit shy at first, but then she went up to him and letting them pet her, and so that's really cool. It seems like they're very nice neighbors so far. All their family and friends that come with them, it just seems like a really good group. So I'm happy about that. I'm really happy. But I saw a thing on there. Mike Simpson put up about these false teachers and stuff, and I put a comment in his Facebook. And I do remember a time, this was quite a while ago, and there was a bunch of I lived in a Filipino community for a good while, and was over at one of their parties, and Joel Osteen came on, and they were all just sort of like glued, and I said, you got to be careful of this guy. Prosperity preachers, and he's the one getting prosperous, And boy, they weren't too happy about that. So you got to be careful of those guys too. It just surprises me. And then that Kenneth Copeland, I watched him. Yeah, I think that guy truly has a screw loose. Watch, they'll ban me for that. But yeah, I think he does. There's a few of them. They're in it for the money. They got all their private jets and all this crazy stuff, and it's not the way that's supposed to be. It's just not. It's just like the government officials that come in to do a job. And what do? They make it a career and become multimillionaires off of your back. And that's what these guys are doing. It's a real shame, but it just seems that's just what you're going to get. I liked when the U.S. was first started, they wanted citizen politicians. I totally wish they would get in there and make a term limit. You get in there, you can get into Congress for 2 terms, and then maybe even go for the Senate for a term if you've been a congressman already, 2 terms if you haven't been, something like that, and then just get them out. They do it to the president, guys. Why? Why is that? Why is it good for the goose but not for the gander? And these guys, what do? They something that you probably haven't seen was they just voted themselves another pay raise, and so did Trudeau up in Canada. And these guys are voting pay raises in that are more money than most people make in a year already. Just their raise is more money than most people make. Trudeau, I think it was $132,000. He gave himself a raise. How many Canadians that make $132,000 a year? Not many, I'm telling you. Some, but not many. So what's the deal? What's the deal with these people? And how come the people don't seem to have the power to stop them from all the crap that they're pulling on us? Now they got this bill that went through the House. Of course, we knew it would go through the House for this $1.5 trillion. And in that bill, too, is another thing to smash your Second Amendment. Leave it all up to the federal government. Take it away from the states. Take a look, guys. All this stuff I put out there, look it up yourself. Look and see for yourself. They give a damn bill that was put forth in the middle of the night, thousands of pages long, and they don't want anyone to see it. And they just jam it through. Now it's in the Senate. Who are they going to buy off for that? This just seems how it works. They're buying these people. They're buying the vote. And is it for you? Is it to help you? Heck no. Come on, everybody pretty much knows that by now. So, but these are some things going on. And here we got another one. They got the uprights over on this house. Things are moving along. I just saw them bringing in couple truckloads of more rebar and lots of bags of concrete, and they're dumping sand all over. So there's going to be a lot more houses moving right along. I mean, I'm kind of glad to see. It'll be nice when this neighborhood's all done. We're incredibly dusty in the house, even though we had the rain. That kind of eased it up a little bit, but it's just pretty dusty here. Anytime you're around a construction site, it's going to be that way. And I don't fault them. You got to build. They always tell you when you're moving into development, always make sure you're the last one in. I worked on a residential development one time, and there was a older fella and his wife and their daughter. They bought one of the first houses in there, and the wife and the daughter were screaming because there was mud on the street, and they were really having big fits about it. And it's like, it's a construction site. She wanted these trucks that pulled up. She didn't want them parking on the street because they were heavy trucks and it was going to mess up her street. So she wanted them parking up. So they did that. Well, then they got mud on the tires, and she wanted them to come back and clean the mud up. Yeah, because her car was getting dirty, or pay for her car washes. And it was like, some people, you just can't please them. But here, I was a construction guy. I understand this. I still don't understand the mess. We got to watch our dog now when we let her out, because they're throwing, like last night, she got a hold of some fish bones. They just throw their done food garbage. I don't want her getting chicken bones. I absolutely don't want her getting cooked chicken bones, because that cuts up their intestines. People don't realize that. And you see a lot of people here in the Philippines, that's part of their dog food. Whatever's left over after dinner, they throw it in a big pot. Chicken bones, old rice, and whatever, and they put it out there, and that's what the dogs eat. And life expectancy of a dog here is very low compared to a lot of places. But we do know some that really take good care of their pups, like our water guy down on the end of the street here. He's got 2 little pups he takes care of. He always walks them. He's always got them out. And there's our little girl right there. She's really getting solid. When you pick her up, she's real heavy. I started her on some vitamins. I didn't see them before. I would have got them earlier, but I didn't see them and finally found some. And you want to make sure when they're pups to get them with the right nutrients as quick as you can, because their joints and their legs will get messed up. Some of the dog feeds have a lot of stuff you need, but you got to watch. Still there's dog foods here that are full of ash, and some of the dog feeds here. Come on. She's starting to go over where they were eating. They just had their break and were eating stuff, so that's where she goes. Hey, come on over here. But I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Just a short one this morning, and thanks guys for comments and all that kind of stuff, and for getting on the Telegram. Don't mind me if it takes a little bit. I don't always see them. My Telegram page now the list is super long, so I go through there once every couple days, and then I find you. I actually, to get you in the group that I have to first put you in my contacts, and then after I get you in the contacts, I got to go back to the group and then add you to the group. So I don't do that every day, but I'm going to watch for that. So get you guys in there and just look at some of the stuff. I'm not saying everything that I'm putting in there is true. I'm just saying take a look at it. I get some people get mad at me because of what I say and what hey, it seems like they don't want me to have an opinion. So I don't get them. I just don't. I still talk to people. I got into a conversation. We actually went on the phone, on the messenger phone, and with a guy who's a liberal about this, and I asked him about his the jab status, and he said, yeah, he got his right away as soon as they said so, and then he went ahead and got his booster and didn't say any more, didn't say nothing else. Well, when I was going back and forth and had his little icon in there, so I hit it, and I was able to get him on Facebook. And on his Facebook page, all of a sudden he's talking about that he's having all kinds of problems. So when are people going to wake up and say, hey, is it possible? Is it possible that these things are causing it? If you look at the Pfizer documents, they're coming right out. The company's coming right out and saying, yeah, there's problems. But how come folks don't want to say, yeah, maybe this is what's causing me trouble? Don't know. Go figure. So this is Rick Shaw out.